of the Onesie Piece podcast, where I
Welcome
force
back.
my friend to wear a onesie and watch all of One Piece.
I'm Esteban, and I really hated this last week.
I'm Wade, and I hated it more because I had to watch it for the
What?
second time in my life.
Fair. Man, can we just take a moment of silence for how bad this arc was? And okay.
Okay, good. Agreed. Absolutely 100% agreed. You know
So-
I love One Piece.
You do, and you know I don't. So you saw this.
I
You
knew
saw
this
coming
is
from
gonna
me.
be a rough one.
I never thought I would have seen a reaction like this from you, though.
I know. It's not perfect. One Piece has its flaws, but when it is perfect, it's perfect.
If you say so. This whole arc was so unnecessary and pointless.
It felt like filler. And coming off of Skypiea, which already felt like filler, and coming off of G8, which was filler, it's been a rough month here at the One Piece podcast.
I've forgotten what non-filler even means at this point.
Well,
can't we just take all of the show, filler included, and just call it the show?
So, no. God, no. All right, so when we were going through the Alabasta arc, you had a lot of issues with it. Looking back, have you been grounded a little? Does Alabasta not seem so bad these days?
I would watch Alabasta again.
This section, I'll just say this without, it's not spoilers. This section, Skypiea through long bullshit, is the absolute worst section of time in One Piece, in my opinion.
Oh my god. Okay. So this is the section that calls all the non-believers. Like, if you make it through the section, you're a fan. If you don't, then
then you're either forced into it or you're a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's because the first time I watched One Piece, I was going strong. All right, I know I can binge an anime. All right, I can do it. I can go the whole 9 yards. Halfway through Skypiea, I was burnt out. And then you get out of Skypiea and you land in this. And
literally, because they're floating out of Skypiea and they land in it.
They literally land in it. Yeah, and Skypiea, I really think Skypiea is not that bad, but I do think it's boring. But I think it's like this arc is bad. This is a bad arc. Skypiea is just boring and is kind of hard to get invested in. But
poor Longland.
Beautiful. We got sound effects here now, people. No, that's accurate. That's how you feel every time. And keep in mind that I gave you mercy and said you can watch the One Piece version, which is 6 episodes compared to like 18 or like 20.
How the hell was what we just watched like condensed from 20 something episodes?
I have no idea.
What did they cut out?
I don't think they cut out anything. I think they just, because I legitimately reading this, I don't know if they like, you know, maybe there's like a whole nother section of games that's like actually filler, and I'm gonna skip that because I only remember the 3 games, and then maybe I caught wind that there's a couple episodes of filler after that, and I skipped it. But regardless,
you should go back and watch the full 20 episodes and report back.
Well, Digman, I'm not doing that ever. Resident One Piece expert Digman in the chat is saying there is an entirely another set of games in the anime.
Oh my god.
They play another 3.
The only set of games that we watched were pointless enough.
Yeah. They were I don't know. I don't know. We're on the same page. There are a couple of moments that were good in this arc, and they were short-lived. In far between.
What? Like what? Tell me, please.
I meant to reach out. How did this arc end for you?
It ended with they're on a completely separate island, dealing
Just
with
the word-
people.
Oh, what? Go on.
Dealing with a completely different person than, yeah, like
Okay.
the whole games happen. They
Yeah.
leave, meet someone else. Shit
Yes.
goes down with him.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
That has nothing to do with what we just saw.
Nothing at all. No. Completely separate. Okay, so that end part was good, and I would gander that Afro Luffy's pretty cool.
I hated Afro Luffy. I would.
How dare you?
Listen, man. Let me just throw something at you. When Afro Luffy steps out into the ring, Sanji calls out from the stands, his brotherly soul is burning red hot.
It's true. I remember that.
So everything surrounding Afro Luffy just made me cringe. From his visuals to Sanji's reactions to everyone's reactions, constantly referring back to his brotherly soul.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't seem okay.
I agree that it seems a little, but it's like the intent isn't bad. But I get it. I get what you mean. I'm sure it's fine. They just put on an afro and having a good time. Brotherly soul. I personally think it's a lot better than fucking all the sexualized shit they do with Nami.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
well,
like
yeah.
borderline rapey.
Yeah.
Like, you get serious rape vibes.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll give you that.
so, Luffy just put on an afro and got a brotherly soul. To my knowledge, people love Afro Luffy. It's fine.
All right.
Afro Luffy is a fan favorite.
Okay, that's weird.
It's not that weird. I don't know. But yeah, do you want to? Let's start at the beginning, I guess. Let's see how much we can actually talk. Oh, there were some things in the beginning that happened. Did this happen for you? Oh, you can't see my screen. Oh shit, I didn't think about this. All right,
just start sharing.
Yeah, I will, and I'll share without audio. That's what I'll do.
Okay, so yeah, in the beginning there was so much like exposition around this long land that was never used.
Oh yeah, okay. Like how the dude was on the stilts for 10 years and
Yeah, and there's this nomadic tribe that makes their way around the different islands, and how like this land bridge connects them for a brief period of time every year, every 3 years or something like that. And then none of it mattered because we immediately transitioned into these Olympic Games.
Yeah. Immediately the horse gets shot and
not shot, just wrangled.
Oh,
there's like a net.
He gets shot in the manga. He gets straight up shot.
That's cooler.
It is. He's riding on that long ass horse and just a bang rings out and the horse is down and bleeding all over the place.
No, in the show, like there's this net type thing that wrangles its legs together. Because I thought for sure, like, man, a good show would kill this horse like right now. And then this bang shoots off.
And you were like, oh.
Like, holy shit. Like, is something about to go down? And then it like zooms out and like the horse is just sort of like tied up. It's like, all right, fine. This is the direction we're going then. Which like, there's like two sides to that. Like, one, I was glad they didn't kill the horse. I don't like it when animals die. And
it sounded like you wanted him to kill the horse to me.
Well, that's the other side. That's the other side of it. Like, that would have been a bold decision to go with.
Yes.
Yeah, and they didn't. So.
No, in the manga they obviously didn't either, but they did shoot him and make it seem like he was gonna die. The classic. I'm just gonna start calling it the One Piece. I don't even know, the classic One Piece at this point. They fake out deaths is just rampant. Non-stop, never-ending. But yeah, so the horse was fine, but he did get shot, which is a lot more badass. We can both agree.
Yeah.
But no, I was talking about this panel right here of Doflamingo. Did this happen? It might have happened. So I'm confused at where, because everything gets kind of mixed up. Because in the manga Skypiea, they fall like and then they're immediately into fucking Linglong land. Because G8 doesn't happen. So I don't know where this lines up in the anime or if it even happened. I didn't remember this happening.
No, this doesn't happen.
Where Doflamingo comes down and he's on Jaya and Bellamy's there. And he's like controlling Bellamy in his like first. You remember Bellamy? You know what I'm talking about when I say that?
No.
Okay. He's the dude. He's the spring dude that Luffy punched once and killed. Like took him down.
The spring dude that Luffy punched once and killed. When was this? How long ago?
It was on Jaya. So immediately before Skypiea. So like a month ago. Not long enough for you not to remember this very important moment.
Was it? It sounds like it was a very quick
Luffy was in the bar and he didn't fight.
Okay. It was the jerk guy?
Yeah, it was the jerk guy that you said you liked because he was very piratey.
Yeah. Okay, I remember now.
And then Luffy gives him the old one punch to the top of the dome at nighttime as he's bouncing off the wall. You were probably doing it on times 10 speed and just missed it. It's fine.
What threw me off is like the spring thing. I don't remember any springs.
His legs turned into springs and he started bouncing really fast.
Oh yeah. Okay, now I remember.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
That guy, Doflamingo, who's one of the warlords. Remember when we meet the warlords, we meet Doflamingo and we meet the dude with the Bible. At one point. And then the mime shows up and is like, Blackbeard should be the next warlord.
All right.
Remember that whole
section?
I
remember, yeah.
Yep. And, yeah, Bible guy was like this. We talked about it a little bit in the podcast. It's okay. It's okay if you forget it. But Doflamingo, like, was controlling some dude with his, like, to fucking start fighting each other. You remember this? And then the Admiral comes in and is like, stop messing around, even though Doflamingo's literally like pitting two dudes to the death. You remember that?
Yeah.
He's doing that with Bellamy and his first mate now.
Okay.
And so I don't remember how many of these I actually. Whoa, that's not where I want that to go. Let me just put it back. I don't remember how many of these I actually took. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, I did it. Oh, yeah, right here at the top. So, and it ends with Bellamy basically screaming, "Stop! Don't let him kill me!" as he's striking the axe down upon his head and screaming as Doflamingo laughs and walks away. The time has come when only real pirates will survive. Those without power had better run while they can. Like an unstoppable wave, a new age of unmatched power is coming. Pretty,
He sounds perfectly hinged and stable.
Yes, perfectly hinged. So, yeah. I felt like that was an important moment. I don't remember it happened in the anime, which is why I wanted to bring it up.
At all.
Well, it's either going to happen or it doesn't at all. So, but it seems like a cool perspective. Doflamingo's doing some just crazy ass shit out there.
And why is he doing all this? Like, is he searching? Okay.
No idea. It is not explained. It's just a couple of panels of him just being a lunatic, essentially. And that's it.
All right. Yeah, I didn't get any of this, so I don't know what I would have thought if I did.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think now?
He's probably searching for information. He's probably tracking down Straw Hats.
Maybe.
Because he's like a pirate lord, right?
He's one of the 7 warlords.
Yeah. So.
Oh, sorry.
So it's kind of his job to like keep the pirates in line.
Yep.
And so these Straw Hats are kind of like making a name for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's probably just trying to track them down and other guy isn't complying because he figures, Doflamingo, you're just a puppet of the state. I'm not gonna snitch.
Yeah, it's very possible. It's very possible.
That's my take.
So there you go. I don't remember if there was any more clarification than that, but that's a fine take. So you think Doflamingo's chasing down Straw Hats and they're going to encounter each other eventually?
Yeah. Straw Hats are like maybe one of them, like Robin or something.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So now we cut back to the Straw Hats and they talk about adding a carpenter to the crew. So going into this Ling Long land.
Fucking hell. So yeah, there's a lot of like kind of what I thought was foreshadowing in like, okay, at the end of this, they're gonna have a
That's what my question was, right? Because the whole games is about them basically gaining or losing crew members,
right? And like, what's his face, Foxy guy was just always going on about how he has so many shipwrights with him.
Mm-hmm.
So like, all the pieces are there to like just for them to just pick up a shipwright for them, and then they just don't.
Yeah,
which
right?
I'm not gonna call subverting expectations, because subverting expectations is not a replacement for good storytelling. That's just bad storytelling.
I don't know that it's necessarily bad storytelling. Yeah,
it's
but
a waste of time.
I wouldn't call it subverting expectations either. It was the weirdest choice. It was a strange choice for sure. That they just like didn't pick one up at all.
Yeah.
But
like they had the like obviously at the end of the story they win.
Yeah.
And they're allowed to like steal a member or like take their flag or whatever the hell. There's a third option. Take their sails.
Yeah.
And they just say take their flag.
Yeah, which I don't really understand why.
A pride thing.
I thought that, yeah, I guess it is kind of that's literally it.
Yeah,
it's honestly demeaning. It's like none of your crew members are good enough. We're just gonna take your flag. Luffy draws this really shitty one version on theirs, and then they just fucking book it out of there.
Yeah,
it's kind of a baller move, really.
I guess.
I mean, maybe they just didn't like how fucking bullshit that crew was. I don't actually blame them.
I don't know. The crew was like rooting for them half the time. Like this could have been a cool opportunity to display how like 90% of the crew have been like stolen from their families of other like ships and stuff.
Yeah, could have been. Could have been. Yeah, I agree. That'd be a cool take. It's not one they took though.
Nope, it's certainly not.
And Sanji wasn't happy about it. He wanted that hot mama shipwright.
There were a lot of girls on there that were into him.
Yeah, they were digging Sanji. It's kind of like a. It's kind of like a. It's the Brock Nurse Joy situation. That's what Sanji is.
Yeah, on a less PG level.
On a less PG level, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, but it's like he just constantly goes and tries to fall in love with them, and then he doesn't, and they don't want him. It's just that constantly. And then Sanji finally finds girls that are actually into him, and then they don't pick one up, and they just leave. It's like a Tom and Jerry.
It's like Tom and Jerry.
It's like Tom and Jerry, everybody. Yeah. So interesting take. Do you think they'll get a carpenter? You think they're just gonna immediately ignore this plot point and skip over it?
No, if there's one thing that Luffy does consistently is recruit people. So
I mean, I don't know. We're like 200. We're almost 250 episodes in, and there's only 7 of them.
Yeah, but he wants a musician. He wants a carpenter.
He does, and he says the musician down here. Good. I'm glad you. Hey, look at you picking up on things.
And these are things that are constantly coming up. So, in the same way that like, I don't remember if they constantly brought up having a doctor or something.
I don't think so. I think it just became in the moment when Nami got sick.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But they've talked about the musician since very early on.
Yeah.
I remember bringing it up in an early podcast, like I think before Sanji was even on. Luffy was like, I want a musician.
So...
But this is kind of the first time we've seen the Carpenter. We've seen it more recently with kind of the ship getting more and more beat up.
Mm-hmm.
But it has been a more recent...
that phantom repairman that's going around.
Yeah, maybe he'll join the crew.
So, yeah, the phantom repairman.
the ghostly repairman. He just ate the ghost fruit.
Of course he did.
And now he can go into the ethereal realm and manifest himself whenever he wants to. Hey, who knows? Anything can happen in One Piece. What did you think of Okiji's bike? So you see him in the beginning just riding his bike across water, across the ocean. What was your thought process? Oh, you don't?
Nope.
Ah. It's disappointing.
You don't see anything about this guy until the very last episode of One Piece.
I swore I saw this. Dig's saying it gets lost in the filler. It's disappointing. Because I thought this was a cool moment where they go to the military general and they're just like, where's Okiji? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but whatever. And then it just shows him like riding his bike across the ocean, and you're like from a distance. It's before you know he's ice, so you're just like, what bullshit is this? And then you find out he's ice, and it's kind of cool.
It's also kind of a pervert. Again, another pervert.
Very lightly, but yeah. He was
like, I don't know.
He called Nami like a hot babe or something.
He said, and you have a hot babe with big bazongas. Verbatim.
It's to her face immediately.
Yeah.
That was just...
Yeah. I'm not kidding.
It's teenage boys. Catered towards teenage boys. Again.
This is not how teenage boys should be taught how to act around women.
Well, that is true. But, hey, she's got big bazongas, you know?
God damn it.
What was that? These?
Yeet. Yeet. Yeet.
All right, you tried. It was 2005.
That's what I do.
What did you do?
That's what I do.
Nice. Who's that?
It's Obama.
Oh, what? That's not Obama.
That's what I do.
Oh yeah, that is Obama. That's when he like makes. What does he do? He does something badass.
He makes that 3-point effortlessly and just walks out.
Classic Obama.
During Biden's campaign.
It's pretty awesome. Good job, Obama. Regardless of the pervert thing, it was also 2005, which may not seem like it was that long ago, but think about it. We're fucking old. We're boomers, dude.
We are not boomers.
We're in boomer category. We're moving towards boomers.
No, we're not.
16 years ago.
16 years ago, boomers were still older than us.
16 years? Well, yeah, we're not quite to boomer level, but don't you sometimes feel like you're getting a little boomery? Like you're losing touch?
Dog, I'm hip.
Yeah. Are you fucking sharking a onesie? Wow.
Man say yeet, yeet.
It's longer. It's even longer. What did you think of the long bear? Stop! I've had it!
Long bear?
Yeah, look at this long ass bear here. Can I just say the introduction to long ling long ling long land? It's a bear. Didn't I say it? Oh, it's a bear. Yeah, you just said it. Was hilarious. I actually found it really funny. They get on this island. There's a bunch of long shit. It's like, what the?
I was so worried. Like getting onto this island, I was like, all right, cool. They're on an island where everything's long. That's fine. Mm-hmm. then I realized this is One Piece, and they're gonna scientifically explain why this is.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, please don't. For the love of God, I don't give a shit. Everything's long. I can accept it.
I don't think they did, right?
They didn't.
Ah, great. It's
Yes.
just a Long Island.
It's just a Long Island.
Long Island. Like the iced tea.
Hey!
That would have been a better friggin' name for it than Ling Long 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 Land. I thought it was hilarious. I do enjoy the very beginning where they're just all shocked at this weird ass. There's like a long dog that's like a mile long. There's a bear. There's a long like cat that's actually wide.
Yeah.
Let's
There was
see.
like a fox or something.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Foxy's here. Oh, yeah, that's a fun one. This is if all the
What the hell
One
is
Piece
this?
crew members, if Paul ate all the One Piece crew members and fused them all together, this is what they would look like.
Great.
I'll let you, you know, I think you need to take a closer look. Thoughts?
2 hours later.
I don't like it.
I don't think you're supposed to. I'm a little confused where the face comes from. But I guess it's all their faces kind of morphed into one monstrosity. I like that Zoro's just swords. And Usopp's nose is on like the elbow. I just noticed.
Why not just
That's
put it where the nose is?
That's the fucking joke, you idiot. Obviously, you would put it where the nose is, but the joke is it's on the elbow. It's a big old wiener coming out the elbow.
That's stupid.
Sometimes I think you don't know what comedy is.
I know what
This is
comedy is.
comedy.
This is stupid.
The fact that you couldn't recognize this as a joke concerns me.
This is like 5th grade comedy right here.
Almost like it's comedy for teenage boys.
So I should feel justified in not giving a shit as an almost 30-year-old man.
I'm not saying it's funny, but it's obviously a joke. You dumbass. I'm sorry, that was aggressive. I'm having a hard week, okay? All right, they take Chopper. So let me just say the whole first game was the worst. The whole first game was the next two.
That wasn't the ball on the head.
No, that was the second one. I thought that was actually the most enjoyable, personally.
Yeah.
The one where they were riding the boat.
The boats, yeah.
And then they lose immediately at the end because of the slow beam or whatever.
Yeah.
Hated every second of it.
Okay, so they used these games to kind of introduce who the Foxy Pirates were.
Yep.
But really mostly just the captain.
Yeah.
And in case you didn't pick up on it, they had great dialogue to make sure you knew exactly who he was.
Uh-huh.
At one point, the announcer atop his pigeon called out, "It's the great scoundrel who hates fairness," when referring to the captain.
Mm-hmm.
And that pissed me off because as like a reader or like a consumer of the story, like I can get it. If you feel as an author you feel you need to throw that line in to make sure your audience doesn't understand, or to make sure your audience understands who this character is, then you're not writing that character properly. I think the author just thinks we're stupid.
I think that's certainly how you take it and why it makes you so mad.
It makes me very mad. Like, you can show us, this is a visual medium, you can show us that he is a piece of shit.
And he does. He does.
And that's enough. You don't need stupid dialogue like, "The great scoundrel who hates fairness."
Well, what if it's like just a title? He's an announcer, so what if that's just his title?
It's a dumbass title to call your own captain.
Agreed, but it's also the truth.
It's stupid, and I hate it.
I mean, when they're announcing a wrestling match, what do they say?
I don't know. I don't watch wrestling.
Me either, but I imagine it's something like, "The powerful, the one, the only, Barracuda!" And then, like, a dude comes out in a fucking fish outfit and starts chomping.
Barracuda
right?
starts playing.
That's pretty matter of fact. I feel like when you're announcing something, you just announce the matter-of-fact piece of it. You don't put implications on it.
What do you mean don't put implications on it?
You like the implication, I guess maybe that's not the right word. The announcer is there to take away the implications. That's his job. He announces things in a matter-of-fact way so that you can understand what's going on if you're, say, blind.
If I'm, say, blind?
If you're blind and you're watching this anime or reading this manga, you might not fully understand that he is, in fact, unfair.
So, what you're saying is, if someone's blind, they can't pick up on the actions that a character does throughout a show?
Not unless they have help from an announcer. It's the only way.
Okay. You got a point.
No, see, you're focusing on the blind part of it, which was the joke part.
What I'm saying is, like, through a character's actions, you should be able to come up with the conclusion that this person's a piece of shit.
And I agree.
Yeah.
You go on. Sorry, I interrupted you.
If an author is confident that we understand what's happening,
it could be that. That's one.
That's
way
what
to
I think
look
it
at
is.
That's
I've seen
one
fucking
way to look at it.
Hundreds of hours of this show. That's what I think it is.
Well, we also have to keep in mind that the medium is originally manga. The source material is manga, and sometimes you have to explain things a little bit more. Not in this case. I agree that regardless of whether it's a manga or not, but I'm saying some of the matter-of-fact things come from the fact that you have to explain it through words in the manga because the picture might not convey fully what you want it to be.
I think it should be the picture and the actions that the characters do.
However, what you're ignoring is that this guy is an announcer, and it's an announcer's job to say things blatantly and matter-of-factly.
But that would carry weight if it wasn't just the announcer. Like with characters in the past, you see the same exact thing. Like in that flashback in Skypiea, when the original like guy is discovering the island of gold or whatever, they land, they kind of make buddies with the native inhabitants, and they're like, the captain's off somewhere like looking for a route or something like that, and the crewmates are telling the natives like, oh, he's such a great captain, this and this and this, he's got these traits and these traits, in fact his only flaw is this, and blah 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 blah. And like you get that with so many characters with so many different contexts, and it pisses me off.
I think the author's trying to be funny. And it might be a Japanese thing, I'm not sure. I don't find it funny. But I think that's what they're trying to do, is by, like, being this, like, by saying this thing that's obviously a thing that's happening, it's meant to be, like, a joke.
Like, if it's purely just a
obviously.
cultural difference, I'll let it slide.
I don't know if it is. I don't want to make that claim. I do wonder. It feels like a translation thing to me as well. It just feels like that, but I don't know for sure.
It makes me really want to know Japanese so I can tell like what's being lost in translation that's making me so angry.
I think you need to look within yourself to figure out why it makes you.
You think
so
I'm
angry.
projecting?
I think you're projecting. I think it sounds like you're insulted by it.
I'm insulted. I feel personally attacked.
Yeah, how does you feel personally attacked when he says these things? Why?
Because I want to be regarded as an intelligent audience. Like I can figure things out by myself.
Mm-hmm. But why does it bother you that?
Because I feel like I'm wasting time, or like my time is getting wasted by the author being told constantly redundant things.
But he's not directing it specifically at you.
No, by proxy me. I'm the audience.
If the audience is meant to be younger, though.
That's true. That's very true.
And young people are stupid. So maybe he's onto something here.
I feel like as a teenage boy, I could have figured that he was a scoundrel by myself as well. The moment he starts cheating, you can tell that he's a piece of shit.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, you just get so hung up on these one lines every once in a while.
It's because they're insulting. They're insulting our intelligence, Wade.
They're
Why
not-
aren't you
They're
upset?
not insulting our intelligence.
They are.
No, he's not insulting anything to you. There's no insult directed at you. None of this is an insult.
It's not an insult by intent.
I have never taken it as an insult.
Then you're naive and blind.
You know, man, if that's your takeaway, so be it. Chopper gets taken. Oh no.
Chopper gets taken.
Did you figure that was a lasting change?
No.
Did you think Chopper was gone forever? Also, Zoro fucking digs into him hard.
Yeah, he roasts him. I like that part.
He's like, Chopper, quit being a little bitch. Chopper's over there crying, snuffs up his tears. And by the way, Chopper, it's okay to cry. Crying is a perfectly healthy and natural thing.
Yeah.
So Zoro telling you to suck it up.
That's toxic masculinity, ain't
That's
it?
toxic masculinity. Also, Chopper is a child. I think Chopper's like 5 years old, but he's also an animal, so he's like a little
how old is
older.
that in reindeer years?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm gonna get. He feels like adolescent at most.
He strikes me as like 10.
He's 15, according to Digman.
In reindeer years or
I
people
think
years?
just in general. In people years, so maybe he's like 85 as a reindeer. I don't know. He's probably knocking on death's door. How long do reindeer live for?
Uh-oh.
Let's find out. Lifespan of a reindeer. 15 to 18 years. Wow. Chopper, you are...
Well, he's also half human, so let's take the mean between
That's true.
reindeer and human.
Lifespan of a human.
It's like 70 to 80.
Of a human male. 76.
Okay.
So
So
find the juxtaposition between 18 and 76. We'll say 40. 40-ish.
yeah.
You got a long, prosperous life ahead of you, Chopper. So, I don't know. Regardless. Chopper does suck it up. He sniffs the pain away. And moving on to the second one where Sanji's complaining about being the ball until Nami says, come on, you can do it. You look good in that ball. And he says, I'll do it. Which I thought was pretty funny. One of the better jokes.
Yeah, that was fine.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Did
Yeah,
it
it's
offend
okay.
you?
No, it's
Did
the
it
characters
offend,
using
Did it make
the...
you feel lesser of a man?
No.
Alright.
No, that was fine.
This joke was funny until it went on too long, where the other team starts cheating by like bringing out weapons. It starts with like spiky cleats, which was pretty funny. Then he just full on brings out like axes and starts swinging them, and the refs over there like stretching in the opposite direction. That was pretty funny, but it just it just went on
first
like
one
or
maybe
too
two times.
long.
Yeah.
It ended up being like 5 times. They kept cutting back to the ref, and I agree. At that point, it's like we get it. I wasn't insulted by it, but it lost its funny. You know.
Yeah.
Were
That
you
was
insulted by it?
No. That wasn't insulting our intelligence. That was just a bad joke.
It wasn't that bad in the beginning, though.
It got bad by the constant like execution of the punchline.
I agree, but at first I gave a light chuckle the first time.
Yeah,
Maybe
like
the first
of course they would.
Because the second time it was like, okay, it's ramping up. It started with spikes. Now he's got full on axes, and the guy's still not saying anything. It had like a merit. I think the rule of threes applies to these jokes. Like 3, it's still, I'm fine with it. But once we hit 4, and God forbid 5,
Right. Like,
The joke's lost. It's
come
gone.
up with another joke,
Yeah,
writer.
come up with something else. So 47, by the way. Digman did the math. 47 is the average lifespan of Tony Chopper. Yeah, so we're already into here. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean Zoro
They do a
and
bunch of-
Sanji
yeah.
get the ball in the hoop and everybody's happy. Then Luffy fights with his afro. They get Chopper back. They almost don't. That was also a joke, in case you missed it.
Wait, how do they almost don't?
They win the game, and then Luffy's like, "All right, Chopper, you can come back."
Oh, yeah,
and
and-
then Lami's like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, I remember that now. Yep.
And then the conclusion was that they could make the other team forfeit or something, but then they would gain their captain, and they were like,
They don't
that
want
guy
the
sucks.
captain. Yeah.
And so they're like,
That
"All
was
right,
good.
Chopper, get over here."
Yeah, that was a funny moment.
That was a good one. That was a good one. So then Luffy comes out with the afro. He actually kind of gets the shit beat out of him. A lot more than you would expect. Luffy gets the shit beat out of him a lot.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect much from Foxy, and I kind of hate how well he did, personally. I wanted Luffy to just beat the shit out of Foxy. I hated every ounce of Foxy and still do. From his face to his personality to his stupid fucking... I don't know, everything about him.
You can't have an arc end without a big dramatic fight, Wade.
I mean, Jaya ended without a big dramatic fight. Luffy punched the guy once in the top of the head.
Jaya was really just intro to the Skypiea arc.
What is this? An intro to
it's
fucking
time.
absolutely nothing.
This is just a waste of time. Yeah.
A waste of absolute time. So anyway, this was funny when he gets stabbed. I was like, what the fuck? He just got stabbed through the face? Like,
I don't
straight
think we
up.
got that part in the show.
It probably didn't. A bomb goes off and it knocks Foxy onto a floor of spikes and he just gets stabbed straight through.
There was definitely this floor of spikes, but he didn't get stabbed.
Yeah, he gets stabbed almost straight through the eye. It actually makes me a little uncomfortable thinking about too much.
Actually, when I look at that, I think,
Oh, hell no!
Beautiful. You need to edit the audio so it kind of fades out there at the end. Cuts off.
I kind of like how abrupt it is.
All right, it's fair. There's comedic value in that. I accept it. No, that's how I felt when I thought about a needle going through my eye. Ugh.
Oh, hell no!
This was a nice moment where Luffy is really like, the reason why he's fighting so hard is because he's not gonna lose a member of his crew, even if it kills him. Just a nice little captain moment, right? And then we get into the good stuff. The only part of the arc that actually fucking matters.
When they leave.
Yeah, when they leave and run across this guy. So
Yeah.
we come across this guy, Okiji, I believe is his name, and immediately Robin is like terrified.
Right.
Which is pretty telling because she doesn't really get scared. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
have
yeah,
we ever
she's-
seen Robin scared at this point?
She's usually the most calm and down to earth and collected.
Yeah. So you see her physically scared of this dude, and you're like, what the hell's going on here? And I'll let you recap what you remember about this and kind of tell me what you thought about this whole area. This whole point.
So they come across him. He's not there to capture them. In fact, he wasn't even planning on crossing paths with them, right?
I believe he said he came to check up on Robin because
That's right. Yeah.
They didn't know for sure, but he figured she was probably with the Straw Hats, and so he was checking in to make sure that was the case.
And so they're like, we're not going to let you take Robin. And he was like, I'm not taking Robin. And they're like, we're going to fight you anyway or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he freezes
Luffy
Robin.
gets pissed and is like, I'm going to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah. So he freezes Robin and their legs and arms and almost shatters Robin, but someone saves her. And then they go try to unfreeze her. And then he's like, I guess I'll leave now.
That's not how it happened.
Yeah, it is.
No. Is that? I don't know if it happened differently in the anime or if you just weren't paying attention enough.
Okay, how do you think it happened?
So, it was similar-ish. Luffy's like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, and the guy's like, calm down, dude. I'm not here to fight.
Yeah.
And so then they go, and he like freezes the ocean so that the old guy can get to his village.
Yeah.
Yep. So we get back to the beginning where you kind of get that justification you wanted, that conclusion to this guy, because you find out that there's all these islands around here, but he can't get to the other one that they traveled to for his village. So the guy freezes the ocean so he can get to that island by just walking.
See, that part didn't happen. They
happen?
Nope. They come across the island that he's on, and there's like these refugees there who crash landed on that island and have just been surviving. And so he freezes the ocean and gives them a path and says, this will last about a week. So get walking.
Okay. That's pretty much what happened. But it
Yeah.
was just the old guy.
No, this was like a family or something.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Weird. Regardless. So they're kind of getting along with him a little bit, though. The Straw Hats are. They're getting a little buddy-buddy with him. And at this point, Luffy and him are actually getting along, kind of joking around.
Mm-hmm.
And then he comes back and he was like, I came here and I wasn't going to kill anybody. I just kind of came here to see what's going on. But you guys actually kind of start to scare me, so I'm just going to murder you here so you can't do anything.
Yeah. And
so that's when he freezes Robin straight up and tries to shatter her. He's mainly afraid of her, it seems, because I don't know if we found out now or if this had been brought up before. I think it was brought up before.
About why? No, wait. They haven't said why. What happened at 8 years old yet?
No, but they said that at 8 years old she got a bounty on her head.
Right. Yeah.
Of 64 million or whatever the number is. Right?
79.
Whoa! Look at you! 79 million.
Robin's like the only character I care about at this point.
Yeah. And that's why I liked this part too, because you get a little more insight as to something's going on. She knows this guy, and he says he actually let her go.
Robin should be the main character.
He let her go, and he regrets it. He says it was a regret of his life because she's gotten so strong and whatever. So we don't know why, but now we know he's scared. So he freezes Robin. He tries to shatter her. Luffy gets in the way. Grabs her out of the way, and then they take her back to the ship. And Luffy's like, I'm going to fight him one-on-one, guys. Run to the ship right now.
Yeah.
Pretty captainly thing to do. Because on one hand, Luffy loves to fight. On the other hand, Luffy may be dumb, but he knows damn well at this point. Because Okiji takes on Sanji, Luffy, and Zoro at once. And defeats them all easily. So Luffy knows he stands no chance against him. But, to me, what it felt like was he wanted his crew to be able to escape. And so he would have just chased him down at that point. So Luffy at least tried to buy some time.
Right. Yeah.
And he tells him to leave and not help him and blah, blah, blah. So they all get back to the ship. They all save Robin. And, he freezes Luffy immediately. Luffy immediately loses, stands absolutely no chance.
Mm-hmm.
And then he doesn't shatter him.
Yeah.
Because Luffy killed Crocodile, and I guess...
Yeah, and then he's like, now we're even.
Yeah, now we're even.
And then he says, I guess I'll leave now.
Yeah. Because he agreed to a one-on-one fight with Luffy, and he's a man of honor, and since he agreed to a one-on-one fight, it means he can't attack the crew. So, I mean, there were pieces as to why he didn't immediately kill them all. Felt a lot of plot armory to me.
You know what kind of bugged me? Yeah. You know what kind of bugged me about this guy, though?
What?
How, like, heavy they laid on the, he's lazy, like, trait.
Yeah, why am I not surprised by that? Anytime they explain a character, and through telling and not showing, you just can't handle it.
I just think it's terrible writing, and it pisses me off.
His catchphrase
Also,
is lazy justice.
Also, why does he have to be lazy? It's like every character we meet has to fill like power, flaw, and like quirk.
We established this.
Like,
You
why
came
can't
to
characters?
this conclusion already in an earlier podcast.
I don't remember.
You
Enlighten
don't
me.
remember the conclusion you
I'm getting
made.
angry again. We took a break, man.
We took a 1 week break.
What did I come up with?
Your conclusion was that One Piece is really long, and so there's a billion characters, so they need to stand out in some way, shape, or form.
I think that's okay. I'm revising my conclusion to land that this is just a bad way to do it. Let them be themselves. Like, they don't have to have some quirky flaw like this, or not even a flaw. It's just it's just some quirk. Like, I don't give a shit that he's lazy. It's not going to come into any like relevant meaning within the story.
No, but it's
just something that he is.
Yeah.
Fucking waste of time.
But I mean, I don't feel like it's that much of a. So the other thing you need to realize is that this goes back to it being the manga to me. The announcer less so, but this one it's like he's just explaining that the dude's lazy through text. It doesn't waste any more time when you're reading it. Just because it takes 5 seconds for him to talk it out in the anime and that annoys you. Doesn't mean that they're going off the source material. He needed to convey a little bit more that he was lazy, and so you do it through words. It's hard to do through a picture that the guy's lazy.
So, okay, I don't buy that argument, because in books where there are no pictures, you can still get like reads on characters and their personality traits and all this
because
through
they
just words.
It.
No,
they
because
literally describe it in books.
No, they don't. You read it through their actions.
You read
and their dialogues. Nowhere in the book does someone say like, "This is so and so. He's a very lazy guy," and then proceed with like the rest of the story.
Yeah, but books are long form.
You're telling me One Piece isn't long form?
I'm saying each chapter has to fit within the 18 pages of pictures. So, like, a book which is 1,000 pages, yes, has a little more wiggle room to convey that than the 18 pages filled with pictures.
Okay, so don't give him the stupid lazy trait that you feel the need to give him. This frees up page space.
Why does it matter? He wants him to be unique.
He can be unique. He's got ice powers. He's unique.
Yeah, but why can't he be lazy too?
Because it's pointless.
It's not that pointless. Not if we meet the character in the future, and then you got a good idea of who he is and what he does.
Yeah, I'll know he's the ice guy who's an admiral, one of like 5 or whatever. Like, oh yeah, he's lazy too. I don't give a shit. That doesn't matter.
I get it, but you get so hung up on the little details, and the bigger arching story it ruins it for you.
It's because this bigger arching story is being buried by all these little details that I'm having to sift through. Like, okay,
you don't
what matters,
have to
what
sift
doesn't
through them.
matter?
It's like 2 seconds of shit on 2 times speed that you're watching it on. You can deal with it.
Oh my god, I can't.
The whole point of this was to allude to Robin's backstory, to give us a little bit more insight to that, to show that there's this really powerful dude, so we know Luffy's powerful. He already defeated one of the fucking warlords. He's strong as shit and lost to this guy instantly. No challenge whatsoever. So it tells us that there's still super powerful people in the world. It gives us a little bit more insight on it. It shows us that Luffy is willing to die for his crew or whatever, a little bit. He does a very captainly thing, which you've always complained about, but you're just ignoring that piece. That Luffy's not a captain, but he's sitting here telling them to run away so they don't die.
So I'm like actually at this position now where I'm thinking like, Luffy's a terrible captain. He should just be like the muscle of the crew, like the fighter, and let Robin take over. She knows what she's doing. Or Nami even. Like, she knows what she's doing when it comes to, like, getting them to where they need to go and making decisions. Like, why does Luffy need to be the captain? He's just muscle.
Oh, no, Luffy's not just muscle. He's muscle and he's love. And he actually brings...
And he's love.
He brings a voice of reason that levels out the crew more than you're giving it credit for. He brings both a voice of reason and drops of chaos. All right, I'll give you. I'm not saying he doesn't. He does very chaotic things at times, but he also does things that bring the crew together.
I'm imagining like
if Nami was the fucking captain, she'd be like, steal everything and run away. That would be the story.
Yeah, it'd be a pirate story.
It would be boring and lame if they land on every island and they just steal everything and run away.
I think Robin should be captain.
Robin's a more viable candidate. I'll give you that. Robin's a more viable candidate, but
she's got stuff going on. She can make decisions.
Yep.
That's what you need for a good like pirate story.
Yep. Yeah. It's not your traditional pirate story if you haven't picked up on that yet. But with that being said, another interesting piece of her backstory that he says is that every single group Robin has been a part of, they all die but her. She always gets away.
Yeah, which I think we've actually talked about this, like when we were talking about why the Straw Hats let her on.
I don't know.
Like we mentioned, like why are they like her last group, like everyone just died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
know nothing about her.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, sure. Come aboard.
Well, Luffy is a good judge of character, and so he saw goodness within her. And anybody else on the crew wouldn't have let her on if they were the captain. And you wouldn't have had Robin in this story, which is the only character you like. So you have Luffy to thank for that.
I don't believe that. There could have been a way to like get her on board.
Hell fucking no. Who would have let her on? Usopp.
So,
Everybody
Luffy,
else was terrified of her when she was on the ship, and Luffy was like, "No, she's cool."
Luffy brings love to the crew. He would have convinced them, like, "Hey, let's give her a shot."
Oh, so you're saying Luffy would be there still? He just wouldn't be the captain.
Yeah. I'm saying he would be the muscle of the crew.
I don't think it would work as well.
I think it would work better.
Mm-mm.
It would make me happier.
I gotta come up with an argument for this. I gotta think about this more, but I'll come with the argument why Luffy needs to be the leader of the crew.
All right.
Anyway, that went on longer than I thought, actually.
I was actually gonna grab a drink for this episode because this arc pissed me off so much. I forgot. We were in such a hurry to start it.
I'm still just so annoyed with you. That you have all this plot development about Robin, your currently favorite character. You say you love her, you want to learn more about her. She's the only one you enjoy, and the ending was all about Robin, essentially. And the only thing you laser focused on was that the dude said he was lazy and he shouldn't have said it. You see my problem with this? There's very good storytelling going on.
I'm the shark. I'm the shark. I'm the one who doesn't like anime.
Yeah, I know, but you can't just ignore everything else.
I'm not ignoring. Let me just say that the whole deal, the whole plot development with Robin, laziness aside, like I was very much like engaged with. Like, okay, cool, we're learning more about Robin, and like, okay, this guy is like hunting her down. Or whatever the hell he was doing out there. Like, they're actively being tracked right now by the Navy because of her.
Yes. Yeah. Which
so
is
they're,
an interesting plot point.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But this can't be a show where like, oh, look at all these great parts and we just agree on all these great pieces about the anime. That'd be boring.
There's a Skypiea arc up here.
Yeah, it said that last week too.
Why didn't you say anything?
I did, and you said it doesn't matter.
Well, that's because last week it was anime. We didn't have panels. So we didn't ever go to this stage.
So I figured if I said it again, I'd just be annoying.
No, you didn't understand the meaning. All right, here we go. This is the... It's the long ling long land long ling long wrong. Oh. regardless, at the very end, Okichi says the next island they're going to is Water 7, which leads us into our next arc called, can you
Water
guess
7?
it?
Water 7?
Water 7, baby! So, we'll see if it's another... I said we're in the longest stretch of bad. Is your
Is it
prediction...
still going on?
Is your prediction... I'm going to ask you. Is your prediction that this next one's still going to be in the long string of bad? Or are we coming out of it?
Nothing's really set up for the next arc. I feel like it's just going to be bad again.
Well, we're going to find out because it is a long one. So, let's take a look. What we got here. Give me your... So, you think it's going to be bad? We haven't done this in a while. What's your prediction of Water 7? What's going to happen on
Got
Water 7?
literally nothing to go off of here.
Nothing at all other than the name Water 7.
The Navy like zoning off things. Maybe it's going to be a section of the Grand Line that they zoned off as like, this is the 7th section.
G8. That is true. That is true.
And it'll be them racing against the Navy to accomplish a common goal, but like adversaries, you know.
It sounds pretty interesting when you put it that way.
Am I close?
Sure.
Really?
I mean, I don't know.
Okay. Is this another One Piece arc?
I suppose no. This one is not One Piece. There isn't episodes for One Piece, so even if you want it,
okay,
you can't watch it.
Okay.
It is, however, 34 episodes long. So this is, I'm thinking, gonna be a twofer. I will get back to you on what. I mean, it's way shorter than Skypiea though. Skypiea was 40, like 3, so this one's only 34. That's a lot of a difference. I'll figure out what one I want you to end on, and we'll go from there. But expect this. I think we can get it done. Knock it out in 2.
Okay.
If you're up for it, you're up for it. You're up for it. I wasn't asking.
I know.
Could be a 3-fer though. I will actually get back to you with the episode number. I say that sometimes and then I forget. I will actually.
And then I have 2 days of binging ahead of me.
I gotta brush myself up on it and see if it's gonna be a 2-fer or a 3-fer. How much actually goes on here? We're gonna see. So, all right.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching the Onesie Piece podcast. We'll be back next week with Water 7. Bye-bye.